What's up? It's Jimmy C and I'm back. Shout out to Don. I get a laugh every time he starts a video with his catchphrase. I don't know why. I guess it's the word junkie, because I grew up in Little Italy in downtown Manhattan. I used to work in a restaurant. So the junkies, real junkies, would actually come in the restaurant, like twice a month. And they would bring in shit that they stole from department stores, and they would always try to sell it to us. The waiters always got cash on them, and they could make a quick buck. So, actually around Christmas time, it's pretty funny. Like you write your wish list to Santa, we would actually give them our wish list, what we were looking for, like a watch or a leather jacket. And the one thing about a real junkie is, say they had a watch worth $200, they'd want $100 for it. And, you can haggle, like, it's so easy to haggle with them. And they're like, come on, man, come on, $90. So the key would be, you take out $50. If you want the watch, they, all right, $50. They'll be like, no way, no way. But you put the $50 in their hand, and they can't give it back. It's a sickness. So you wind up getting the watch for $50. So it just made me laugh. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. All right, Jimmy C back. So what did I do? I went to the flea market in the Meadowlands this weekend. And I went to a dealer's house also, and I got some books. So before I went to the flea market, I dropped off 2 bags of clothes at, what's it called? Salvation Army. So they had a box of comics, which I was surprised, because usually they never do. And I found these 2 in there. I do believe it's the first print, but this is the guy who writes Johnny Homicidal Maniac, so there's like 20 prints of the... So it's just so hard to figure it out. So I got to do research, but I do think these are first prints. They're from 1999. This was his other comic, I Feel Sick. Anyway, they were $1 each, but I said, you know what? I just gave this guy 2 bags of clothes. So I said, bro, I just gave you 2 bags of clothes. He's like, oh, just take them, don't worry. So score, I got them for nothing. Anyway, so then I went to the flea market, and I don't know if I mentioned it, but I traded the guy a comic. I traded him my Walking Dead 10 for his first Juggernaut, because he had it priced at $75. And then like a week later, he called me telling me, I have your book. I'm like, yeah, you do. We made a trade. We shook hands. I was there for like an hour. And I guess he figured out the Juggernaut was worth more money than the $75. And he was like trying to tell me we didn't do the deal. And I said, get the hell out of here. I said, I'm sorry, bro. We shook hands and that's that. So I went back there because I brought my friend George. But I knew he was going to start in again. And he did. And, he wasn't rude. He was just trying to, like, break the deal, which is not going to happen. It's done. I don't even have the Juggernaut book anymore. It's been gone forever. But long story short, I brought George over there, and George dropped like $350 with him. So I said, look, listen, bro, I brought this guy, and he spent $350 with you. And if I didn't bring him, he wouldn't spend nothing. So I hope that makes us square, even though a deal's a deal. So we're good now. He's happy. And I got some books off him also on top of that. So I got this. Green Lantern #9. This is a super underrated book. First cover appearance of Sinestro, and also first appearance of the Yellow Ring. Oh, I think that's a huge book, and it doesn't go for what it should. The friggin' cover was like on its last leg, and actually I took it out, and now it's fully detached, so I'm bummed about that. But I got it for $20. What else did I get? I got this. Oh my god. He had a super high-grade She-Hulk. Beautiful. It's easy 9294, super white. And then I also got this book, which I don't have. I had one copy, and I sold it before I was really into comics, and I sold it for like $10. Stupid me. So I finally got one back, another high-grade book. It's in the high 9s, easy. So long story short, I got those 3 books for $50, and he pulled the Jimmy C, kind of. I gave him $60, and he's supposed to give me back $10, and he just stuck this in my hands. He goes, here, we're even, $60. So, I let it go, because the guy's always at the flea market, and he does have good stuff once in a while. So I made him happy. I let him keep the $10. I brought George. He made some money, so everything's in the past, and we're good to go. First Titanium Man, $10. Like, who cares? So anyway, being me, I'm just flipping through like his dollar bins, and George is still haggling with him. He was going to sell him a Batman 12, about an 8.0 Raw, And the guy he wanted 300, and I told George, I said, George, we just dropped $400 with him. Tell him 200. I said, you know what? Worst case, 250. And I said, but more than that, come on, that's a lot of money. So anyway, we went for lunch and we went back and he sold it. But while they were haggling, I saw this in dollar boxes. I don't know if it's worth anything, but All-Star Squadron, it says the origin of Starman. So I took a shot and I told him, bro, I'm taking this. Deducted off the $10 you stole from me. And he laughed and he said, okay. Okay, moving on. So I got a call from a dealer. It's actually the guy who bought the showcase off of George the Judas. So, I talked to this guy. We're friends. And he said, listen, I'm going to have a big sale if you want to come to my house and get first crack. Anything bronze and silver, $5 in a box. And then he also, he has all his key books because he's a dealer. So I went, and he had these two books. And I grabbed both of them. So it's both 2 copies of Star Wars. This one is about a VF minus, and this one's easy, a 9.0. So I'll tell you the price for everything afterwards. So I grabbed the 2 Star Wars books off him. This was really, he had nice silver and bronze, filler books, but nothing. I skimmed through them. He asked me to, if you see any keys, pull them out. They're yours for $5, but he just wants to know. But he really didn't have nothing. This was the only key book. Grabbed First Fire Lord. It's cool. I don't have one. And then last but not least, I wanted another copy of this because I had 2 and I sold one to Francis, but now I got another one. So now I got 2 high-grade copies again. Got a beautiful copy of X-Men 129, First White Queen, and I think First Kitty Pryde. So this is a key double appearance X-Men book. So I'm so happy. I got 2 high-grade copies of this. And to round it out, this is the first time I had this book. And this it goes for a decent amount. Looking around at the dealers' tables. And, I know what the dealers all like to buy and trade amongst themselves. And this is a book the dealers are paying top dollar for. Usually, they give you 30 cents on the dollar. And this is a book they're always paying up for. I guess it moves fast. But the DC Comics, DC Presents 26. It's a really nice copy. I'd say an 8.5, maybe pull a 9. So anyway, all these books I just got, I showed you. The 2 Star Wars, the Fire Lord, the X-Men book. All in, I got them for $225. It's that's a score, man. Just the 2 Star Wars books alone. This book, X-Men, it's how could you say no? And because I got married, the guy threw in... He works for a liquor distribution company, so he gave me 2 bottles of booze for nothing on top of that. So that's a win in my book. So you can't really say much more about that. But I'm super happy to have this. I don't have it. I'm probably gonna sell it. I'm not really attached to it. The Star Wars books are 2 books I really wanted. I only had 1 lower grade copy. Now I got 2 nice copies, and this I really wanted. And these 2. He basically threw the Fire Lord in for nothing, and then I got this one. But that's really it, short and sweet. I guess Jimmy C signing off. I'm still looking for a big book because I got the gunpowder from the Spidey book I sold at NYCC. It's investment slang for basically cash on hand. And I'm trying to find a big book and pull a trigger, but the price has got to be right. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to hold that money and just keep selling books and make it grow bigger and bigger. And who knows, maybe, 6 months from now, I can make a run at an AF-15 or a Hulk low grade if the price is right. Really, I want to find, if I could find a crackhead who needs crack money and just throw the cash in his hand and grab one of those books, that would be a score, but that's never going to happen. I guess that's a bit... Oh, yeah, you know what? I was going to buy... There was a deal I was putting together. The guy had a first Mysterio, about a 6.0. He had a first Craven, a 6.0. And he had an Iron Man, #1, a 5.5. He was at... I could have got it for $1,000, but I wanted 900, so we just couldn't agree. And, even for 1,000, it's okay. But, 900, it was a nice price. Then I'm like, you know what? Why am I gonna... just because I have a few bucks to spend, why buy 3 nice books, but I'd rather just hold that money and get 1 super nice book. That's my opinion. So let me know your thoughts if you guys care. I mean, don't get me wrong. I want a Mysterio real bad and a Craven, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just hold off. Anyway, enough rambling. Hope everyone's doing well. It's a Wednesday. It's comic book day. Not that I go get them. But Jimmy C signing off.